I Was a Teenage Exocolonist is a deck-building RPG that follows Sol through a 10-year journey on the planet of Vertumna. If you're still new to the game, I highly recommend checking out our review, or diving into our Golden Path walkthrough to learn how to use Sol's unique ability to achieve the best possible endings in the game. Otherwise, in celebration of the game's 4-year anniversary and the release of the new Steam Workshop update, I'm dedicating this video to highlighting some of the unsung moments in this game that absolutely deserve a little fan-made love. The new update gives modders the ability to share simple text-based mods that can change story files or data files, and that opens up some really interesting possibilities for expanding on the stories we already know and love. I think this goes without saying, but yeah, spoiler alert. I'm Marvin, and welcome to Buddy Up Gaming. Let's begin our blast through the past with an iconic moment from Sol's first year of Vertumna. For many players, losing Tammy in a tragic accident is likely the first big shock you'll experience playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. It's also, ironically, how many folks might accidentally come across Sol's unique ability to influence the events of the game. I certainly reloaded to an earlier save when I first encountered the event, and when I suddenly discovered that I could prevent Tammy's demise, that totally changed how I viewed the story going forward. It was the moment I realized that the choices I made weren't necessarily permanent, and that Sol's memories could actually give me another chance to change the course of events. With the new update, I'd love to see a revision that forces players to do a little more sleuthing to stop this tragedy. Rather than simply allowing Sol to push Tammy out of harm's way, Sol would first have to encounter the secret Funtime Club event where the children discovered the ferromagnetic bugs that likely created the electrical short in the first place. Doing so would allow Sol to fix the projector before it ever becomes a problem, giving players a more satisfying connection between two seemingly unrelated events. It would also make preventing Tammy's death feel less like stumbling across the right dialogue option and more like Sol actually using what they've learned from their past life to change the future. Next, let's push forward to year 13, when the children of the colony are finally given the responsibility of going on expeditions. Upon Sol's return from their first expedition, you can encounter a rather touching scene with Dad if he managed to cure the shimmer in the prior year. This moment is especially heartfelt if you've encountered Dad's death, which, I'll be honest, I've never had the stomach to see through. With the new update, I think this is a perfect opportunity to add to the No More Dreams achievement. This achievement comes from acquiring delusion cards, which basically showcase moments where Sol attempts to share their ability to recount events from past timelines. Knowing how close Dad is to death is a moment of vulnerability, where I think Sol would show some extra affection for him being alive. It would be a small addition, but one that could give this already touching scene a little more emotional weight, especially for players who understand just how much Sol knows about what could happen to him. Speaking of Dad, the following year also presents a golden opportunity for some good old-fashioned parenting love. Year 14 kicks off with the children maturing into their adolescent selves, along with brand new character models to boot. On Sol's birthday, you'll get a visit from Nem and her mom, with Auntie Seaton talking about the exciting changes that come with puberty. Nem gets all grossed out by the thought of menstruation, giving Sol the opportunity to echo her buddy's sentiments or perhaps admit their attraction to her. With the new update, I think this is the perfect opportunity to give Dad the chance to chime in and maybe brag about his own heroic efforts in helping conceive Sol. Hearing your own dad talk about his prowess is incredibly awkward, but hey, creating awkward comedic moments is precisely what we dads do. If Sol has experienced a timeline where Dad passes away from the shimmer, I think they should also let Dad have this moment of glory uninterrupted. After all, if Sol already knows just how precious their time with Dad can be, maybe they deserve to suffer through a little extra parental oversharing. If puberty didn't present enough challenges to make Sol go a little crazy, the arrival of the Helios could certainly do the trick. In the original game, the additional supplies and support bring great relief to the colony, and Saul even sees their stress reset. This turnaround means Saul is rather amicable when meeting the Helios kids for the first time. With the new update though, I think this amicable approach could change depending on how the conflict with Helios leadership played out in prior timelines. At the very least, there's a real chance of Saul developing some real animosity toward Vase. And I think a revision where Saul attempts to put Vase in his place right from the start would be really interesting to see play out. Saul rarely shows such a high level of aggression in the game, but it would be a unique manifestation of the built-up tension they experience after overcoming the Shimmer, the starvation plotline, and the near death of the colony. Finally, let's end with one of my favorite events from the game, Tammy's surprise birthday party for Saul. Every companion features a special vignette when you max out their relationship, and Tammy's is easily one of the most heartfelt. Saul is given the opportunity to check in with each of their companions, and you can really feel just how much their relationships have grown through this dialogue. With the new update, I love to see Saul also reflect on what could have been, particularly the tragedies that potentially befall their companions. Depending on their current relationship score, Saul might offer encouraging words to help guide their companions toward a better ending. And that brings us to our end of our little trip through some of the unsung moments of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. 4 years after its release, it's remarkable how much this game continues to give us to talk about. These are just 5 moments that stood out to me, but there are countless other scenes that could be expanded, reimagined, or given a little more context through the creativity of the modding community. The new Steam Workshop update makes that possibility especially exciting. Even if you've never tried modding before, the ability to make relatively simple changes to story and data files means that there's now an opportunity for more players to put their own ideas into the game. And honestly, I can't think of a better time to revisit I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Whether you're returning to experience its unforgettable tales all over again, starting a fresh run to see how different choices reshape Saul's story, or even giving modding a hand yourself, there is still plenty of life left in Vertumna. So happy 4th anniversary, and a huge thank you to Sarah Northway and everyone who helped create such a memorable game. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to Buddy Up Gaming for more family-friendly reviews, guides, and other gaming content. And let me know in the comments, what moment from I Was a Teenage Exocolonist would you most like to see expanded or changed through a mod? Take care out there.